Welcome back. In the book I'm reviewing today, Mace Windu becomes the star of his own adventure. But is it as cool as a purple lightsaber, or should you toss this one out the window? Let's find out. Where should I start reading? What is canon versus legends? When does the story begin? The answers to these questions is right here on Star Wars Timeline. Shatterpoint is a Clone Wars novel written by Matthew Stover and released in 2003, with cover art by Steven Anderson. It takes place 22 years before Battle of Yavin, or before Episode 4, and it features Jedi Masters Mace Windu and his former apprentice Depa Billaba, both first appearing in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. The story takes place on Mace Windu's homeworld of Haran Kal, where his once pupil and now fellow Jedi Master Depa Billaba is sent on a mission to start a revolution against the separatist allied government. 4 months has passed, and the message is received stating that Depa Billaba is missing and also went rogue and turned to the dark side. The Jedi Council dispatches Mace Windu to bring back their fallen comrade because they believe he's the one that has a chance to get to her and bring her back to the good side. Upon arrival, Mace is intercepted by the Koronai, the native nomadic tribesmen of the planet. They explain their struggle for the natural resources and trying to preserve their way of life, fighting against the invading off-worlders called Balawai. Next, the fighters take the Jedi Master deep into the harsh jungles of Haran Kal, where he finally meets Depa. He confirms that his former student went rogue and caused many atrocities in the conflict. Allying himself with the Lord of the Jungle, Kar Vastar, and his elite guardsmen, Mace Windu manages to win the day, apprehend the disgraced Jedi, and bring her back to the Coruscant. Let me give you a bit of context before I jump into my review. I'm a huge Samuel L. Jackson fan, and I love pretty much everything that he does. I think he's a versatile actor, he has a very powerful presence on screen, and he brings a lot of charisma to any roles that he does, be it a comedy or a dramatic role. But when he was announced for The Phantom Menace, I honestly was skeptical at first. I mean, he's too much of a known face to me, and honestly, he didn't correspond with the notion of what a Jedi Master looks like, at least for me. Seeing the prequel trilogy in theaters and rewatching them on a regular basis to this day, I feel the acting is the biggest setback. Despite the excellent cast, I always felt that the actor's line delivery just doesn't have the same impact from other trilogies that I grew up with, like, for example, Back to the Future or Indiana Jones. In the prequel trilogy, you have actors put on serious faces and impart information that is supposed to be important, but none of it is backed up by emotional tension or just have the same kind of urgency to the scenes. Fortunately, Mace Windu's role was expanded in the prequels, and at the very least, he had some exciting action sequences, but he was never fully fleshed out as a proper character, and honestly, I wasn't emotionally invested at all when he was defeated by Palpatine. The 2007 Clone Wars TV show was an absolute godsend to a fan like myself who found the prequels lacking. Even with his limited on-screen time, Mace Windu becomes a prominent character and actually has a lot to offer to the Star Wars universe and the Jedi lore. Now let's talk about the Shatterpoint. Released years before the television show, this book was the first major effort to give Mace Windu his spotlight and make him a prominent hero. And here Matthew Stover succeeds absolutely. Let me give you a couple of reasons why. Right from the first couple of chapters, you get a very vivid image of who Mace Windu is. What are his motivations and where his loyalties lie? There's also a strong visual component to the character. I personally imagined a very exotic, powerfully built frame with a hint of an accent. Maybe like a version of Djimon Hounsou from the Gladiator, the African actor from Benin. I always felt he would be awesome in Star Wars. Also, there is absolutely fantastic world building and cultural background, adding a mythical aura, which is exactly how the Jedi are supposed to feel. The Jedi anthropologists claimed that Haran Kal was first discovered by the survivors of the crashed Jedi ship from an ancient Sith war, so all the world's population is Force gifted. We discover Mace Windu's lineage is from the Ghosh Windu family, explaining his natural ability with the Force, and as a child, he was taken to Coruscant to apprentice with the Grand Master Yoda himself. We also discover his unusual gift to see Shatterpoints in the Force, which allow him to perceive his opponent's weaknesses, as well as foresee how his actions would shape his immediate future. There's even a vulnerable side we see at the end of the book, where in his personal journal, Mace Windu expresses his hopes for the young Anakin Skywalker as the chosen one, and that he would finally fulfill the prophecy and restore the balance in the Force. Lastly, the jungle world of Karan Kal felt very exotic, and the many action set pieces were very cinematic. No surprise there, since the novel is actually based on the classic The Heart of Darkness and the movie based on it, Apocalypse Now. I give Shatterpoint my honest 4 out of 4 score. I've read it years ago back in my college days, but after recording this review, I actually want to go back and reread it, which is a testament to the lasting impression it left on me. I also think it's a perfect example to enjoy Star Wars and experience it through other mediums like books and comic books, and focus on the positive even if the movie counterpart left you disappointed. Thanks for your time and watching my review. If you read this book, I'd love to discuss it with you, so feel free to drop me a line below. Thanks to you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll support my channel and subscribe. Stay tuned for more awesome comic book and book reviews, and I'll catch you later.